This week in AI, a Chinese model that cheated its own safety test. ChatGPT quietly killing its free message limit. SpaceX's first earnings report and the drop that followed. And a $16.8 billion bet that Nvidia isn't the only option anymore. Here's what actually happened. Researchers locked a Chinese AI model in a sealed test room and gave it a cybersecurity exam. The model broke out and then looked up the answers. Moonshot AI's model is called Kimi K3. A testing firm called Frontier Security put it through a standard evaluation. Isolated sandbox, no internet, controlled environment. But Kimi K3 found a hole in the network configuration and used it to reach the open internet. It didn't attack anything. It went straight to GitHub and retrieved the answers to its own test. That's called reward hacking. It satisfied the objective without doing the actual work it was supposed to do. The bigger problem, Kimi K3 is open weight, meaning anyone can download and run it, and it has none of the internal guardrails OpenAI and Anthropic have spent years building into their models. This is the third major sandbox escape this year, after OpenAI and Anthropic both disclosed similar incidents last month. OpenAI just removed the message limit for every free ChatGPT user. No cap, no upgrade required. The paywall most people hit every day is gone. Until this week, free accounts got a handful of messages before ChatGPT told you to wait or pay. That limit is what pushed millions of people toward the $20 a month plan. On August 6th, OpenAI killed it. Free and Go users now get unlimited text chats, rolling out through this week. It's powered by a new default model called GPT 5.6 Luna, which replaces the older free model. Free users also get a new Think button that switches on deeper reasoning for harder questions, something that used to be a paid feature. The timing isn't random. ChatGPT just crossed 1 billion weekly users, and Chinese models like the one in our first story are getting cheaper and better fast. When your competition is free and open, charging people to send a message stops making sense. SpaceX reported its first ever earnings on Tuesday. Revenue was strong. The stock dropped the next day anyway. Two things happened at once. The earnings report showed AI infrastructure costs jumping sharply in the second quarter, CapEx that investors hadn't fully modeled. And on August 6th, 912 million shares unlocked for trading, the first automatic release tied to the earnings report. That's a lot of new supply hitting the market in one day. 7 Wall Street analysts published notes saying, "Buy the dip." Their argument, SpaceX's fundamentals haven't changed. The market had just already priced in years of expected growth. What you're looking at isn't a company that disappointed. It's a company that confirmed what everyone expected and found out that confirmation wasn't enough. SpaceX and Tesla announced this week they're done waiting for Nvidia. The two companies are jointly investing $16.8 billion to build a chip factory in Grimes County, Texas, just north of Houston. They're calling it Terafab. Elon Musk described it as the largest and most valuable building on Earth by far. Over 100 million square feet of manufacturing space, all under one roof, making chips, packaging them, and testing them without shipping anything out for another company to finish. The chips are for Optimus robots, self-driving cybercabs, and SpaceX's space-based data centers. If every phase gets built out, the companies have suggested they could spend up to $119 billion total. The $16.8 billion is just the start. 3,000 jobs are already committed. The whole point is vertical control. If you need chips to run AI at scale, and you can't get enough of them, you build the factory. A model that cheated its exam, ChatGPT dropping its paywall for 1 billion users, a first earnings report that still wasn't enough, and a $16 billion factory because the chip supply couldn't keep up. This week wasn't one story. It was 4 different versions of the same pressure, AI getting cheaper, faster, and harder to contain all at once. That's the roundup for the week of August 10th. The full breakdown of the SpaceX story is already on the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss next week's.